When I first started teaching many years ago, one of the first classes I had to teach was something called a speaking class, where students had to discuss. Now, in theory, that sounds like great fun, doesn't it? Lots of discussion. Actually, speaking classes are quite challenging. And every day I'd go in and I'd try to get students to talk about topical discussions, and they kind of didn't have that much to say. Until one day I took in a newspaper article that had a strong, powerful image, and there was a short text that went with it, and students read about it, and suddenly they started talking. And because of that, they started to agree and disagree until finally they left the classroom still discussing the topic. And I kind of knew I'd succeeded. There was something about the authenticity of the text, the real people in the text, the real topics that made that difference. Years later, I've always tried to bring that into my materials writing. Let's take a look. Here's an example of some material I really like to use with students. Now, I wrote this material initially because I saw the photographs by a South Korean photographer, and I love what she was doing. She was taking photographs of kids' rooms, and she started to notice that girls' rooms really were very pink and boys' rooms were very blue, and she started to question why this was the case. And if you go on to read the text with the photographs, you start to read about topics related to culture, to gender, to consumerism, real topics to get students talking. And the other cool thing, of course, when students read this text, if they then go online to find out if it's really authentic, they discover her website where there's even more photographs of pink and blue photos, but also other photos connected with the topic of color. If you're interested in more photographs, more text to get students talking, take a look at Life by National Geographic Learning.